Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and it's been about a month since I purchased the Roku Ultra, and so I want to go through and give you my thoughts, give you my review of what I think of this device. I'll give you the reasons why I bought the device as well, because I do already have an Xbox in the same entertainment center. So we have the Roku here. This is the new version in 2022 that comes with the Pro remote, and this remote doesn't have it has a little few features, but the Roku itself is basically the same as the last year's model, which I bought for my parents. So this remote also has, as you can see, a little slider for the voice as well. You have the 1, 2 buttons for the voice, updated on the 4 little companies that are advertising on the Roku remote. And then on the Roku device itself, you have let's swing around to the back right away. You have your reset button down here, and then you have your model number, which is the 4802X. You have on the back side, you have the USB, HDMI, Ethernet, and power, and we'll get to that in a little bit here. You have your connect the remote, and then your IR in front, and then your little tag. It also has wireless and Bluetooth. So that's the basics of this thing. If you want a little bit more what's all in the box, go take a look at it. But this overall, right, this setup was purchased because I asked my wife what would be easier to use, the Roku or the Xbox. So she compared the upstairs Roku, which is the Stream Bar Pro, to the Xbox, and she said the Roku. So I have it. Right, my goal in like my entertainment or whatever I'm doing is to make sure technology fades in the background so that the people that need to get, want to use it don't have issues and are not contacting me. Because I'm, as most of you probably are too, is the point of contact for tech. And maybe if you're watching this just to see if you want a Roku, my other kind of tech content is more towards tech, so maybe you're starting to get into it. But if you're the point of contact, you don't want to be contacted all the time. And while I love helping out people, I feel like technology needs to do a better job of fading in the background and being usable for a lot more people so that we can accomplish a little bit more and enjoy. Especially, I bought a new TV and I want to enjoy content on there. I don't want to have to deal with issues of why something isn't working. So have a lot of Plex. I use YouTube a lot, so that's what gets mostly used on this device. And this works out very well, right? My wife's can log on, power it on. It's super simple. It's not like the Xbox where you have to log in and jump through all those hoops as well. So there is a benefit to the Roku in that instance, especially for her. So that was one of the big deciding factors. Another one is that there's consistency between each area, media area. So we have one upstairs and then one downstairs. Now the one upstairs, small, right? It's just a little Roku Stream Bar Pro from last year, and it works great. But now that same consistency from Roku to Roku works great. I think that's one thing that Ruku's actually got right, is that your layout and everything is synced between each device so that you can do the right thing and have easy access so that you always know where stuff is. You don't have to go searching around. And it starts right up and it works well. So I'm really pleased with that experience. And the Xbox doesn't have everything, or it doesn't get updated enough in some of these apps. Like Plex on Xbox, it just is still not a great experience overall. There's still some issues there, especially with 4K content. And I bought a new TV. I want to experience the 4K content. So enter the Roku. And that's the reason why I bought this thing. And it does a very good job, fabulous job at what it is there to do. Now, what are the drawbacks? As movies get bigger, right, they are taking more bandwidth. And I think having a device like this, it should be plugged in when possible. It can use wireless, but I have a lot of wireless devices, and if I have the option, I'm plugging in a device. Why not put a full gigabit port in here, Roku? HDMI 2.1 Come on, that's been standard for a year now on TVs, like across the board, especially high-end ones. This is supposed to be Roku's high-end device, right? Ultra, and it's not HDMI 2.1. Very disappointing. Now, if they come out with one, I'm probably going to get it, right? Because it's, again, it's easy for my wife. She is, um, she helps take care of the kids and everything else, does a great job, and I do not want it more complicated, but then I also want it to be easy access, easy to use, and also have the best quality. So I would maybe, if I get another TV upstairs or someplace else, maybe I put this on there, maybe for the kids' room so that they can watch in their little school room so that they can watch different documentaries and stuff, or I would give it to somebody because, well, it has HDMI 2.0B, which you can still get a lot of use out of. I think it's great. I like to get that 2.1 access, a gigabit Ethernet port in a Roku Ultra to really demonstrate kind of what it can do as movies grow bigger and can be higher transfer rates on different stuff. Otherwise, this device is great, right? This device works well. If you expect to be able to watch stuff, okay, plug it in and go. Easy access, easy to use. Yeah, these are great. I recommend them to a lot of different people. And at first I was, I didn't have them myself, and I was saying, hey, try out a Roku, see how well it works. And everyone keeps saying, yeah, it's basically plug and go. So I got one myself, and now I purchased the second one. I thought I'd be using the Xbox. I thought the Xbox would be that entertainment device, and when you have the family, sometimes you got to spend a little bit extra money, in this case the Roku Ultra, to make sure that they have the experience that they want and they don't have frustrations when they have other kids to take care of, maybe want to enjoy the movie, whatever else. So these are things that I think are important to go into your decision making. And, my disappointments with the Roku Ultra stop at their ports, because everything else about the device works really well. I have to say, the remote, I think that this remote should be included in their Pro of the Streambar Pro, because it's a thicker one. It has the double A's, or no, wait, my bad. This one is rechargeable. There, that's my other complaint. So this is a rechargeable remote. So my one upstairs is triple A's, and the one my parents have is double A's. Sorry about that confusion. Too many remotes, too much variation. They need to get the Pro remote in with the Stream Bar. Now the AA version works great. This is a rechargeable version, but as you can see here, this is my other complaint. It's not USB-C. I thought we were done with this. So Roku just needs to take that extra step to make it convenient, right? I have micro USB chargers, right? No big deal. The big deal is that everything's going to USB-C so much that those micro chargers are harder to come by in my house, where they're not. I have to go take them some place, usually my desk, which isn't that far away, but still at the same time it is a different area. Now, the rechargeable battery in here is nice. I would rather still be able to put in double A's and use rechargeable double A's, because I keep rechargeable double A's. Now, if I want to use a remote and it dies, I'm using my phone. Fine, not a horrible deal. But again, easy access. My wife doesn't have it on her phone, nor does she want it. This would be easy to use for her. There's things like that where I think it's just ease of access, right? Rechargeable is great, right? It helps it go down. But I think that we need to take the opportunity here, Roku, and just go the extra effort. Make this an ultra combo. USB-C, gigabit, HDMI 2.1. I think that you have a really big winning conversation here for this device, especially competing with the other ones in the market, and challenging other devices out there that you may say, why would I want this versus, and not just using my Xbox? Well, you have the convenience. You have you, top line specs of the HDMI 2.1, the gigabit. It can cover all your bases where in that instance where you exceed 100 megabit per second, this can handle it. Now, maybe one day that they'll start streaming a little bit higher quality and higher bit rates, and then all of a sudden this is obsolete, right? There's, local for Plex. I'm pushing that already. But these are the things that I think about where you have the opportunity. Everybody else is now moving and putting a lot of 2.5 gig in computers and everything else, and here Roku is at 100. So that's my thoughts on this. Let me know if you have any questions or anything else you want to address. I think this is overall a great device. They have a phone remote that works quite well. I'm impressed by how well it works. I mostly only ever use the remote, but the device itself works great, and I think it's a great device to put in your entertainment system that then makes it easier for everybody else to use. And especially since a lot of other people may have already used a Roku and not have gone through everything for the Xbox to watch movies, this is a good option to have in there, especially if babysitters or anybody else coming and the kids are taken care of, put to bed, and they can enjoy something as well while you're out doing something else. So probably taking your wife out to someplace nice so that she can enjoy time with you while you have somebody watch your own kids. So with that, or that's what I'm planning on doing. But with that, I want to thank you guys for watching Gray Overload, helping this channel grow. It's been great. You guys are so amazing in helping out and growing this channel. And until next time, I want to say God bless, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.